Hiya folks, and welcome back to Fishing with Den. I've decided I needed a new heavy duty fishing reel for feeder fishing in either those great big reservoirs or big tidal rivers. So I decided to go out and get one. And I also decided I didn't want to spend a fortune on it. I'm not one of those anglers who wants to spend £300 on a reel, because I know that within 2 or 3 years I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy another one because it'll be the latest thing that's out there. And of course, how many other people are the same as that? So I went off and I did a bit of research and I came across the Nytro brand. Fairly new fishing tackle manufacturer, probably been around for a year or two now, and you may or may not have seen them on the internet touting their wares. But what they are renowned for is having very, very good prices. Now, I wouldn't call them cheap tackle, because that conjures up images of cheap and cheerful. Now, they may be fairly cheap, although we're probably better off referring to them as cost effective. That's probably a good word. But the question is, are they any good? Now, I don't know anything about them, as I've said. I haven't seen any long-term reviews, but what I did, I went out and I bought myself this Aryzon long cast reel. As I say, it's for heavy duty fishing. It's a 5,000 sized reel, and I'm just going to give it a go over the next few months. But today is really about the first impressions with it. So here it is. Okay. I've seen these online for around about £63 on average. Sometimes closer to 65. Did see one tackle dealer that was selling it at £55 odd, something like that. But whether that was right or not, I don't know either. But let's call this a £60 reel or thereabouts, £60–65 reel. As I said, that is an amazing price. My other reels, I mean, I'm actually using at the moment the Matrix Horizon 5000 reel. And when I bought that, it was probably, I think, about £100–110. So it's basically just over half the price of that. So this, if it works and works well, is going to be a great monetary saving. So of course, as I've said before, I have no idea whatsoever if it's going to last, if it's going to be any good or not. But for, let's call it £65, not the end of the world, is it? Taken out of the box, as you see, and I'm not going to be doing a sort of the boring unboxing thing and going through all of the different specifications. I'm only going to tell you the stuff that's of interest to me personally. So the first thing is, it doesn't come with a spare spool, but then neither did the Matrix. You can buy spare spools for them, and I've got a feeling there's something like about £15, whereas for other spools you're looking at £18, £20, £25. So again, not too bad at all. In terms of the specs, I've printed it off so I don't get it wrong. The gear ratio is 4.7:1, which is very much on a par with the other reels that I've got for heavy duty fishing. And for those of you that aren't absolutely sure, for every turn of the handle, every full turn of the handle, this goes around 4.7 times. What that means is it should have plenty of cranking power. And when you're bringing back big feeders, you need cranking power. So it also talks about worm shaft oscillation system. Okay, great. It just works as far as I'm concerned. High strength graphite body and rotor. Okay. Floating rotor guard line system. Good point. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. I'll try and get in, but just in here, you can see that little thing there. That's the line guard. So when you reel in, the line stays above and doesn't go down under here and get all tangled up. Now, I did have a Preston Intensity 720 reel some time ago, which didn't have one of those and which I constantly got tangled up with, so I got rid of it. It does say it's got twin spring-loaded round metal line clips. One that side, obviously, and one round the other side. Good thing with that is that you can cast a long distance, whatever that is, let's call it, say, 55, 60 meters. I'm not talking 100 meters for this. I don't need 100 meters. let's call it 60 meters, and you clip up. And then if you also decide that you want to have another swim at say 30 or 40 meters, you can wind in and clip up on the other one. Just remember, if you clipped up to the 30 meters, that you don't give it a good whack and have a bit of an issue. But twin line clips like that, that's a very good idea. What else have we got? Ah, yes, the front drag system, fairly standard stuff. You just tighten that up or loosen it to give you a drag. Now it does say it's a quick drag, but again, it's not that quick, which is what I like about it. I like that sort of, not infinite, but a sort of a larger range, so I can just mess around when I'm playing a fish. So do like that. The problem I had, I was taking the spool off, and I was doing this morning. Sorry, bear with me a second, my finger's still not perfect. And what happened was, and I'm assuming this was a one-off. Is that it? Not quite. Okay, keep going, Dan. Come on, finger. See, this is the problem I was having before. My finger wouldn't work, so I couldn't take that off. When I got it off, I couldn't pull that off like it did just there. It just came off perfectly well. Okay, it did stick. And so I was juggling about with it a little bit. And when I actually got it off, I found that, bear with me, this retaining clip had sprung off the spool, and that top washer there, which is for the drag washers, was actually loose. So if you're new to this sort of thing, it's not a big deal. It may well have been me, but it was just that it was sticking, probably because it was the first time out. But all you do is put that back in, and may have to do this with a screwdriver because my finger's still not right, as I said. Just push that in, that one there, and that's it, you're good to go. But don't allow all these to fall out if you do actually do this. It probably was me, guys. But something else to bear in mind is that inside here, there are two little washers. Now, I don't know if I've still got two on there or not, because it's something I forgot to, oh no, okay. So one of those little washers had stayed attached to the spool. The other one has stayed in here. It obviously came with these two washers attached. So be aware of that coming out. Now the reason for those washers is usually for line lay. They actually do come, I do believe, where is it? Yeah, here they are. It does actually come with two extra washers. So you can adjust the line lay. And all it means is, I'm assuming that the way they've got this at the moment with the two washers on, I'm assuming that when I put line on this, I'll actually get, just bear with me a second while I do this up a little bit. Right. That the line will lay flat along the spool there. By putting more or less washers on, you may have more of a wide cone at the front and a narrower cone at the back, or vice versa. We won't know that until I put line on it, but I'm not doing that today because this is a first impressions video only. So yeah, there's the basics of it. It's got a whole bunch of ball bearings. I think it's something like 6+1, but either way. Nice and free running, do like that. Seems to be fairly well balanced. Obviously, a little bit of wobble because it doesn't have the double handle, and this is going to be dragging it around. But yeah, so far, looking good. As far as the bail arm goes, very positive. It's a large, thick bail arm. Very positive indeed. Like that. So it does click over as well. There's not one of these manual ones where you have to do it yourself. So you can, as I said, just do that. One thing I don't like about it is it's designed for right-handed people, would you believe? Sorry, pet hate of mine, I'm left-handed of course. And if I show you the Matrix one, this is the, can you see that? There you go. There's the anti-reverse mechanism right in the middle underneath. So if you're left or right-handed, it's in the right place. With this one, where is it? Okay, let's see if I can, there you go. You have to go, if you're left-handed, you have to go right round the side there to get to it. Not a big deal. Of course, if you're right-handed, it's exactly where you want it to be, much easier. So, as with a lot of manufacturers, I get this with hook keepers on rods as well, they don't seem to think there's any left-handed people out there in the world. So, that is a bit of a nuisance. It's, as I say, it's not the end of the world, and I will get used to it, but it would be nice if it was just directly under the middle of the reel there instead of around here. So if you're left-handed, just be aware of that. But so far, yeah, all good. The handle itself, decent length of handle, certainly probably on a par with the, let's just move that around a bit. Yeah, on a par with the Matrix one. And obviously what I do like is this knob. Now, on the Matrix one, when I've got slimy hands from ground bait or whatever on the handle, I'm happy to sort of grip it like this, and with the arthritis, that doesn't help. With this one, look at that great big handle there. Isn't that great? So I can grip it like that and reel and get plenty of cranking power on it. And that's what I want, cranking power, because I could be reeling back feeders, I don't know, anything up to over 100 grams on this thing. I mean, it'll certainly cope with other ones. Oh, and there's a thought as well. It isn't on here, but I'm pretty sure I saw that the weight of this one was something like 455 grams or something like that. And from what I can remember, very much on a par with that Matrix reel. And I do like this Matrix reel. So yeah, quite a nice reel. One other thing on the handle, and again, I'll have to get used to this, but basically, you don't have to undo the little knob on here to get it to fold in. See if I can do this. You pull that in, and it just does that. How cool is that? And all this for about 60-ish pounds. Brilliant. Of course, there is the knob on the back, as usual, to unwind if you want to. But yeah, looking so far, not too bad. The only other thing I can think of at the moment is to mention that it comes with, it's not instructions, but what it is, it's a diagram of the parts, which, yeah, great, no problem. Can you read it? Not a chance. So what I had to do is to take a photograph of this with my camera and then open it out. And I've actually got good eyesight. I know I'm not pretty ancient, but I've had them fixed and I've got better than 20/20 vision. So, come on Nytro, it's only a little bit of paper. Make it a bit bigger for us, please. I think as a first sight or first impressions thing, looking good so far, definitely. Will it last? Will it be robust? I don't know. But if it lasts me for, let's say, 3 years, it's probably as much as I ever keep a reel. Great. If this costs me £65, say £60, compared to 100, 110, or even £300, well, frankly, guys, I'm probably going to go with this one. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm done. I think so far it looks like it's value for money. It's got all the right attributes, it's the right size, and the only thing left is to get out there on that bank. See you there.